I discovered Libera, the boys' choir from South London, in 2015 after a work accident ended my trucking career. Driving around the country writing my books was a great job for 23 years, but nothing lasts forever. I was at home recovering, looking for some Christmas music on YouTube, something to play in the background to help augment the holidays. I found a Libera playlist, and it fit the bill perfectly. It was the beginning of an annual thing. Although I was aware of the choir for years, I knew nothing about them. I thought they were just Christmas carolers, no more. In 2018, that changed. In my annual YouTube Libera Christmas music search, I found an exceptionally long playlist that had more Libera songs than I'd ever heard. They weren't all Christmas music either, and they were incredible.
Angel, take your wings and fly, watching over me. As endless years roll by, music is everywhere, life in the sea and Libera
I Googled Libera and got 195 million hits. But luckily, the first one was the choir's UK website. I learned a lot about the history of the choir and found out there had been many incarnations since they began in the 80s. They were the St. Philip's Boys Choir and Angel Voices before settling on Libera. I also discovered they were a registered 501c3 charity with an arm in the U.S. called simply Libera of the U.S. Their website is separate, with several options where one can make donations that help support the choir. I started giving to both the UK and the US websites, and I also added donation links to my domain site where I have my novels, which caught the attention of their producer in the US, Nick. Nick held a contest to help Libera fans spread the word about the choir. I made a video for it with some help from a fellow Eastern student, James Johansson, describing how I discovered Libera, and the video won the contest. It gave me tickets to any of the 5 shows for the upcoming summer 2019 tour. When I told Nick I couldn't decide which shows to go to, he suggested I go to all of them. 3 of them were in the Midwest, St. Paul, St. Louis, and Oklahoma City, which I could road trip to easy enough. But the last 2 were in California. I wasn't prepared to spend that much money to fly out there since there was no way I was driving across the desert. I planned only to go to the Midwest shows and accepted tickets for St. Louis. I bought the others, front row seats. I was just about ready for my road trip. So this is my Scooby-Doo bowling ball. I am bringing it with me on vacation. So when I get to St. Louis and we do the bowling thing, I am going to break out Scooby-Doo and we are going to bowl with Scooby-Doo. So I hope you're ready, because bowling with Scooby-Doo is going to be amazing and cool and fun. Scooby's the dude. I left for St. Paul from Connecticut on the day before the first show. It was unavoidable, and I ended up driving all night straight through. I arrived, entered the church, and was amazed at the beauty of it all. Nick asked if I would help hang some signs, and I did, but I soon realized the church lacked something. There was no AC. I had bottles of water in my cooler and passed them out to the crew, one of whom I recognized as a Libera alum from the Angel Voices incarnation, Josh Medine. I learned there were several alumni present working the stage and managing the sound. Sam Coates, Stephen Garrity, Kavana Crossley, and Matthew Jansen. I thought that an exceptionally encouraging thing. They cared enough about the choir to give back. I was so distracted thinking about this that I locked my keys in the car and had to call AAA. I had front row seats within arm's reach of Nathaniel Braun, the piano player. He was the first in a series of incredible musicians touring with the choir that included the flutist, Emer. She was amazing. The show began, and everything I was told about Libera was true. The performance was incredible. I knew by the intermission I was going to all 5 shows, no matter how much it cost. So I am at the Libera show in St. Paul, Minnesota, and I have been privileged to hang out with the infamous Mike. This is the infamous Mike that if you pay attention to some of the Libera videos, you'll see the boys are saying, "Hello, Mike," and they reach out to pet Mike. Well, that's Mike. And Mike is kind of like, he's like a mascot. Okay, he gets everybody's attention focused on the camera, which I thought was a really good idea. So this is Nick's Mike. So if you ever see Nick talking about Mike, this is the famous Mike that he was talking about. And I get to hang out with Mike tonight because Mike and I are cool. See, Mike is my dude. Okay, Mike is my bro. Okay, so anyway, halftime, show is amazing. The boys do a meet and greet for fans after the show. I was taken aback to find they were not the prima donnas I expected, but regular kids. They were as personable, polite, and friendly as they were talented. It was a moment that reinforced in me that helping support them was a worthy cause I would continue. I decided I would give more than I already was, too, and maybe try to sponsor a show the next time around. Their candid, unreserved cheerfulness made that decision easy. I discovered Libera at a time when my life was in complete upheaval. Career over, savings and retirement wiped out, permanent disability, forced to return to college after decades away to have any hope of decent prospects for the future. And these incredible kids sang the songs that helped knit my soul back together when I was ready to give up. And here they were, just average, everyday, exceptionally talented boys. Angel voices indeed. I left St. Paul that night and headed for St. Louis. I had time before the next show and the bowling event, so I went to the zoo. was invited to attend an outing with the choir as a token of my generosity. We were going bowling. I brought my Scooby-Doo bowling ball, which was a big hit with the boys. We were separated into teams. Dominic bowled the only strike with Scooby, but by the time it was over, Scooby was such a success that Ollie M. carried him into the group photo, and Cassius decided I was no longer James, but would be the Scooby guy from now on. I asked the boys to put their hands in to take a photo with my Salva May tattoo. It's a line from one of their songs, to which Johnny replied, "I'm the only one they'll recognize because of the freckles." I think it's also Ollie M., Daniel, Alex M., Rocco, Maddie, Jack, Callum maybe, or Freddie, Dominic, Nathaniel. I left St. Louis after the second incredible show with a gift from the boys to Alexander Goodwin. Alex is a countryman of theirs, a boy who came to the U.S. for cancer treatment. His cancer is in remission, and he was in Kansas City at the same time Libera was on tour for checks. The boys signed a special program for him, and I agreed to deliver it on my way to the next show in Oklahoma City. I got into a little bit of trouble with Eleanor, one of the tour managers, because having the boys sign the special program for Alex, as well as filling out a list for who wanted copies of my Wolf Boys novel, was holding up the meet and greet line to the chagrin of fans and church staff alike. Eleanor leaned over and softly said, "James, I want to be able to keep liking you." The boys finished signing, and I set out for Kansas City. I met Alex and his dad at the hospital.
So, this is James Christopher, and I am here in Kansas City with the bravest boy in the entire world.
Alexander Goodwin.
This is Alexander Goodwin. He is the bravest and the coolest boy that you could ever possibly meet, and everybody should support him.
Thank you.
Ollie M. and Alex M., two of my bowling partners, asked about Alex at the next meet and greet.
Hi, Alex.
Hello.
What is up, my brother?
Still my brother.
Yeah, that's funny.
Wait, what was that message from? What was that message from the boy with cancer?
From the who?
The boy with cancer.
Oh.
He replied.
I shared Alex's response to Libera's gift with them.
Hi boys, it's Alex. I got your message here and it's very wonderful and I think it's very positive and I hope to see you guys one day and I wish you the best and have a great day and hope to see you soon. Bye.
When I arrived in Oklahoma City, I was shocked to find out the concert wasn't sold out. I couldn't conceive the boys performing to less than a packed house and how it must look to them to come out on stage to an auditorium only 3/4 full. I had an answer for that.
It is a beautiful day, a Wednesday, outside of Oklahoma City, and I am here for the Liver Show tomorrow on the 1st. I have taken the liberty of printing these flyers for the Libera show, and it is my intention to drive around to the local Catholic churches, as it is Wednesday and the Catholics usually have Mass on Wednesday, and ask them if they will include the notice on this flyer in their evening announcements. And let's see if we cannot pack this church. So, when you say that there's no difference between a Libera fan and a Libera supporter, I beg to differ. Have an amazing day. Come to the show. It's going to be great.
The third Libera show was a great performance, as I'd come to expect. At the meet and greet this time, I delivered 27 copies of my Wolf Boys novel, individually autographed to each choir member who signed up for one, and sealed for the trip home. I was in a rush to get back to my hotel so I could buy the plane ticket to Los Angeles for the last 2 shows. So I gave the books to Eleanor and I left after the meet and greet. It was expensive to fly last minute, but the first 3 shows were so amazing, there was no way I wasn't going to see the tour through to the end. Besides, LA is my hometown. I miss it something fierce, and I was glad I was going to visit there again. I went to several of my favorite places while I waited for show number 4. I also decided I was going to take some video this time. Recording the concerts isn't allowed, but the meet and greets are different. Up to this point, I resisted this. I received several requests on Twitter and Instagram to post pictures of the boys, but I declined. I assumed there would be plenty of others to do that, but in the end I gave in. The Libera boys were too good, too cheerful, and too friendly not to show the rest of the world how incredible they are. Although I used my phone and the footage isn't the greatest, it came out well enough. These are the Libera boys behind the scenes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Fred, thank you.
Have I signed?
No, I'm holding mine for tomorrow.
Oh.
Because tomorrow will be the last show. So.
Yeah.
I mean, not tomorrow, next show.
Yeah, next. Thank you.
No, tomorrow I'm going to go to Malibu, or I'm going to go into Hollywood, or I'm going to do one of those.
Hello.
Hey, Callum. How are you? All right.
Yeah, great. Haven't you got past already?
What's that?
I swear you've been past it already.
I was. I came through with the programs first. See, I promised Eleanor that I would not hold the lineup. So I told her that I would go through more than once so it didn't hold up the line. And she said, all right, as long as you don't hold up the line.
Because you've got so much stuff.
It's like a voiceover mic.
Well, it's because in St. Louis I held up the line and everybody got mad at me. So I'm not going to hold up the line again. Thank you, Alex. I haven't taken any pictures, so I just figured I would just let the video go as I'm going down the line.
Well, not really.
Well, Cassius has decided that I don't have a name. Cassius has decided that James is not my name, that I'm the Scooby guy, and I'm just going to be the Scooby guy forever.
Yeah, you're Scooby-Doo guy.
Yeah, I'm the Scooby-Doo guy. Well, I would prefer James, but whatever. If Scooby-Doo is how they remember me, that's fine. I can live with it. Now, you're Alex's mom, right?
The signature has evolved.
James. I'm the guy that keeps getting in trouble with Eleanor. But I love you guys with all my heart. This is for Steve Walker. Did I tell you before? Steve Walker gave his stuff away because some guy from South America couldn't make the concert. So Steve sent all of his stuff to him and then asked me if I would get this stuff re-signed for him. And they didn't have the posters before, so that's new.
I got like, Rocco got like the clothes.
It was Dublin. Yeah.
I got like a zip one which had like.
Is it the wool?
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
I haven't really taken any pictures, so.
Yeah. I'm gonna use it. So Justin is cool. Thank you.
Yeah,
Children in the front row.
I know, I need
I knew you needed a wall.
I haven't taken any pictures really, so I'm just letting the video camera go.
Yeah, video.
So that's the poster for Steve Walker.
Hello, Steve. Got my name.
Dude, you're
Hello, Cassius.
It used to be pretty.
Okay, so that's the poster for Steve Walker.
I thought I signed it.
You did. I came through with the program first, but I promised Eleanor that I would go through more than one time so that I wouldn't hold up the line.
Oh yeah, you went.
I didn't really get it.
So here I am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Skippy, for coming.
You're welcome. I'll be at the next one too. I'll be there. No, this is the second.
Yeah, but they're not really. Yeah. Wait, is this yours?
Ethan? Yeah, I'm not gonna have my poster signed until tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hold it for the last show.
Okay.
Bowling partners. See this whole end of the table? These are my bowling partners right here. This is my bowling team over here.
Oh yeah, the party and St.
That's right. So Johnny and Lawrence and Maddie and Alex and Oliver, they were my bowling team.
I'm going to draw.
Yeah, Lawrence and I'm holding my poster till tomorrow. That's for Steve Walker.
I wish it could just be like pencil, because I draw like the box, then do the rubber, then type.
Like this is yours, right?
Yeah.
Well, whatever. So be unique. There's nothing wrong with being unique. Just make sure you sign my poster, Ginger Ninja.
Ginger Ninja.
Ginger Ninja. Ginger Ninja.
Ginger Ninja is the best.
You're welcome, Lawrence. It was an excellent show.
Yep.
I will be the first on my feet come Tuesday too, so it was up to me, I would make them stand every single time.
No one's called.
The Christ Cathedral was formerly the Crystal Cathedral, home of televangelist Robert Schuller. My grandmother watched Schuller every Sunday for as long as I can remember. It was bought by the Roman Catholics. The campus is pristine, with wonderful statues and beautiful landscaping, but the cathedral itself was the most impressive. Unfortunately, it was being renovated, so the boys couldn't perform inside, which I thought was a shame. The cathedral seemed built for the kind of experience Libera brings to their audiences. They performed in a chapel, however, and it was still an amazing show. I bid the boys farewell at the last meet and greet, and I thanked them for 5 amazing shows.
Victor, look at me.
Ollie, you look like an old man.
Look
It looks like the flash. You guys don't. Yeah,
Okay, Victor. Sign them and keep passing them down the line so that I don't have to keep picking them up because I want to be able to say thank you very much. Okay. Put your name on the poster, please. Yes, please. Thank you for an amazing show. Thank you for an amazing 5 shows. Oliver, thank you very much for the amazing 5 shows. Sam, thank you for amazing 5 shows.
Thank you for letting me bowl with Scooby.
Hey, next time I'll bring Scooby too. Next time I'm going to sponsor a show, so.
Oh, are you serious? Go. Did
you win the lotto? Yes, and I'm going to bring Scooby too. Scooby will come again.
But you won the lotto, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to come. I will come forever and ever. And in 2 years, I'm going to be coming every Christmas
Did you make any money?
to London. No. Why would I? Oh, on my books?
No, on like the lotto.
Not yet. No, I haven't played them yet. I only got enough numbers to do 2 rows, but we're going to do 2 rows. So keep your fingers crossed. It's like 112 million this week.
My number's gonna win. If you win 112
Thank you for
million.
excellent shows. 5 excellent shows.
If you win 112 million.
Then a huge amount of money is going to go into trust for the choir, and you guys will never have to worry about money ever again. So. Cassius, thank you very much for 5 amazing shows.
Thank you very much for coming to one of them.
And I will come to all 5 next time too. Lawrence, thank you very much for 5 amazing shows. Ethan, anywhere, Jack, but don't just find somewhere because I don't want her to get mad at me. Sign and pass.
Oh wait.
Sign and pass and sign and pass.
What is it? Lawrence.
Lawrence, my bowling crew.
Scooby-Doo guy.
You did very good. Thank you very much for 5 excellent shows.
Oh yeah, you ready?
5 excellent shows. Thank you very much. YouTube, thank you very much for 5 excellent shows. Alex, my bowling partner. So you did excellent. You guys were excellent. I wasn't going to come to the 2 LA shows, but you guys were so good at the other 3 that I bought the plane tickets and flew out here. So it was exceptional. Nate? So you too, Oliver. Thank you very much for 5 excellent shows. Your grandfather posted something on my Facebook. He said, I hope you had a great time and have a safe flight back.
Yes, you've got the Mortal Kombat shirt.
Matty, my bowling partner. Did good. You guys did good. It was excellent. Excellent 5 shows. You too, Nate. Thank you very much.
Mortal Kombat shirt.
Yes. I hope you guys enjoy the book once you finally get it.
And I finally got the hot pink. Yeah.
Oh, you got the pink this time. Good. Congratulations. Hello, Daniel. How are you? Hello, Callum.
Glad to get home.
Okay. Sign and pass. Sign and pass. Thank you very much for 5 excellent shows. Thank you.
Wedge. I like the number thing. This is the box.
Well, if we win, you'll like it even more. So, anyway, thank you, Dominic, for 5 amazing shows. Okay, they were incredible. It was worth the flight out here.
I was here when we did this.
Yeah, just sign and pass, Daniel, because if not, you're gonna get me in trouble. Thank you. It's not that. You can just leave that in there. Okay. Thank you too for 5 amazing shows. It was incredible. Thank you. Well, I've had you guys sign them at every show, so you'll find your name in there 5 times. But yeah, I got to get out of here because my plane leaves at 12:30, so I have to get to the airport, get checked in, and get on my plane.
Where are you going?
I have to go back to Oklahoma City to get my car because I left my car there. Yes, because I had to fly here for the other shows because there was no way I was driving across the desert. So, Lucas, excellent solos. Thank you for 5 amazing shows.
First trip, right?
No, don't sign that. Just sign this. This is some part of the program that they get. Why am I missing? Oh, the picture book's already down there. Okay. Fred, thank you very much for 5 excellent shows. Koji, thank you for 5 excellent shows. It was excellent.
How long would it take to drive?
No?
How long would it have taken you to drive?
Oh, across the desert? I've driven across the desert a dozen times. But anyway, thank you too for 5 amazing shows.
I have to pause the video here. If you noticed, Rocco asked me a question 3 times, and I still didn't hear it right. Years of playing loud music through headphones, and I can't hear soft-spoken low voices at all. My sincerest apologies to Rocco. The answer is about 20 hours from Oklahoma City to LA through Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona. But after driving halfway across the U.S. to get to the Midwest shows, I was over-driving, especially since I still had to drive home.
Thank you for the concert. It was amazing. How's America?
Thank you, Alex.
America is the same now as it was yesterday, as it was the day before, but thank you for 5 amazing shows. Pizza, thank you. Oh, and you guys, thank you very much for the videos that came from the Philippines too. So, it was much appreciated. Oh, I don't believe you guys started signing that. Oh, well. Ty, thank you for 5 amazing shows. Hi, Chief. Thank you for 5 amazing shows. They were incredible. I will come to every single show forever and ever. Amen. And as soon as I get my passport, I'm going to come to every country. So, Ginger Ninja, my bowling partner.
Everything changes when you find a cause to believe in. As I plan my future, as I near my graduation in the spring and my return to the education program as a grad student to work on my teaching degree, I know Libera will be a part of my life going forward. If you don't support them, you should. If you're not religious or spiritual or whatever, it doesn't matter. Libera's music touches everyone. They change everyone who hears them for the better. If you need your spirit lifted, they can help you. Just listen to them. As individuals, they're just everyday boys from South London. But together, they are phenomenal.